Hello, Mandy. I bid you strength on getting through the weekend. I remember that you're really busy. I enjoyed our chat yesterday, and this will be some video feedback, beginning with the discussion on wireframes, and then 3.3 and 3.2. And I appreciate you posting your helpful videos in the discussion board. So again, thank you for that. Mandy, these were nicely formatted wireframes, and is there a rhyme or reason to your color coding? Just curious about that. I think in general, this is prime real estate for a web page, and so it's good to keep things like the logo and the navigation bar up towards the top. You can have it, you're not going to have that many links, so you could have it ranged down the side too, and just use your good photographic sensibilities. I think I agree. I think having one image is probably better than perhaps a collage, although that might be useful on some pages. Also, bleeding, left and right is good, or bleeding off the screen in as many dimensions as you can. I think creates a cleaner look. Yeah, this is kind of a good preparation or for a portfolio, a web portfolio for you, certainly. I imagine you already have something like that. I think I remember reading that you do for your photography. Again, I think this is clean, very clean. You've also considered a footer, which is a necessary ingredient or part of a page too. And although it's not required in the final rubric for the final assignment, if you've done all the readings, which I'm sure you have many times, you'll see that it is a necessary part of every web page. This also too, these two images butting up to each other, or even if they had a thin border between them, might be interesting too. And that I can see that adapting to a wide variety of screen formats. As you preview your pages, take a look at them on your your portable device, if you have an iPad or any small device, phone. Take a look at your pages on that as you develop them. All right, so here's 3.3, which was the inline styling. And the rubric is bimodal, basically were you able to apply styling to your heading and were you able to upload it? And I see that you have in both cases, so that's great. That's proficient. What else? I'll take a look at your code. From our conversation, I understand that you are aware of how to view the source code. That's really useful, and I can just toggle back and forth. Now, this is interesting. I'm not sure what all of this is. This could be some host code. Brightspace. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. See here. Look at this. Brightspace. It's doing funny things. And Brightspace may have something to do with it. Remember I mentioned about host code appearing on your pages? Yeah, well, this is an example of that. Okay, so hopefully you can sort through it to find what you want. What are all these scripts? Am I looking at the wrong thing? Hang on one second. Oh, here we go. Sorry, Mandy, didn't mean to alarm you, but I had opened up the code on one of SNHU's Brightspace pages. So this looks more like it. I see your Apple commenting. Good job of that. Here is that mysterious script, which is another example of host code. We just saw a whole lot of it. And I see you've got H1 and H2 style. I think we discussed this over the phone. Here's where I think, I could be wrong. I have to go to the specific reference, but if these aren't showing up, it may be that you need quotation marks on either side. And I don't think it's case sensitive when you call on it. It's the @font command. Okay, so let's see. Might try Googling that, @font, HTML typography. You know, I know this is just a single page of HTML, but it's so packed full of learning. And one of the other things I wanted to mention to you, well, first you have inline styling. You've used the corporate corporate palette, and you're working towards using the corporate typeface. So good job on that. Now I wanted to point out that you're by naming them, you were showing, you know, good file management. So in other words, you're not overwriting index.html every time. Just understand though that the home page of any website is the name index.html is reserved for that. So Mandy, good job. I realize it represents a struggle. Mandy, I was really impressed with this, and one of the things I liked about it is that you're using the corporate visual assets in every aspect of your presentation. So I can see you, you know, perhaps proposing a website to a client and making exactly these kinds of static presentations. And you know, I'm glad you kept it simple. You'll have what, 5 pages. Sometimes, you know, you can combine the home page with the about page. I mean, it kind of makes sense to do that, but that's totally up to you. And then here I see screenshots. Ooh, look at that Ruby Moray. Little difficult, but let's see what we've got here on GeoCities. Well, I know from talking to you yesterday that you've been able to upload. And I see you've got a media directory and images directory, just as suggested, I think, in all the resources in the course. And then here's your desktop. Now, I would expect to see these HTML pages at the same level here on your GeoCities. But this is fairly old. I think actually this is what, dates from the 24th or something. So again, I'm sorry that I haven't been as proactive as you have. But anyway, here's that's a great job. It meets the rubric requirements for a sitemap. Now, the rubric on my end does say coded. So, but I know I had said that this would be acceptable. And also looking at week 4's submissions, I know that you have figured out the idea of an unordered list with links that's going to become your navigation. So that's a big hurdle. Congratulations for getting through that. Mandy, I think I'll leave it here. I will reserve my comments on the client sort of description questions for the rubric. Great job. Call me anytime if you need help.